Hey, my loves, lovely soul Empress here, coming to do Thursday's reading. Okay, hey, Leah Lou. First off, let me just say that normally today is this is us Thursdays for committed relationships, or who's thinking of you Thursdays for who's wanting to come near you. But I went to go get my nails done today, and I'm driving in the car, and Spirit says to me the song Daydreaming takes me where I wanna be, right? So I don't know, I'm like, okay, haven't heard that in a minute. And I started to feel like there was something there. The next word that came was domesticity. Okay, so I pull up to the nail salon, and I actually looked up, I know what domesticity means, but I wanted to see what the actual dictionary said in reference to that, okay? What's good, Leah Lou? And what it says has three different definitions, okay? The quality or state of being. What's good, Sugar Plum? Hi, Nikki. Okay, it says the quality or state of being domestic or domesticated. The second one is domestic activities or life. And the third is domesticities, domestic affairs. Okay, so I don't know if you're daydreaming about, being in a domesticated relationship. I don't know if you're daydreaming, and you should be cleaning up, right? I don't know, but I feel like that's what they wanted me to concentrate on, all right? So I'm not pulling a particular spread. I'm going to clear the energy. We're going to see what comes out. I feel like Spirit wants to talk about maybe mindsets or something. I don't know. We're going to figure it out together, okay? You guys know that when I get a message, I just go with it, okay? So, yes. Domesticity, okay? What's good, Crystal? What's good through Maddie's eyes? Okay, so it says here again, I'm going to read it again. All right, domesticity. What's good, Jennifer LaRoe? What's good, Tamila Williams? Like I said, I'm going to say it again really quickly for those just coming in. I heard the song Daydreaming takes me where I wanna be. And then I heard domesticity. And the definition of this is the quality or state of being domestic or domesticated. Domestic activities or life, or domesticities, plural, domestic affairs. So maybe you're thinking about getting a jump on that spring cleaning. I don't know. We're going to see why Spirit is talking about domestication. All right, I'm not really sure, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to light some incense, get some Palo Santo burning, and we're going to figure it out together. Get this burning. Let's see. Hey, Tara. What's good, Copenhagen? Everybody's in the building. Okay. So, let's thank you. Let's clear the energy and we'll get into it, okay? Thank you so much, Leah Lou. Okay, so let's start with some oracles. I feel like Mystic Martian, you know, being the whole daydreaming energy. We're going to start with that. Okay, so while I'm getting the energy, let me just say, I told you guys that I had some new products coming in. I'm still waiting for some of them. But I got some big money candles that I'm going to be blessing. Okay, and once I do, those will go on the website. I also got some road opener ones, okay? And I'm waiting. I got something special. I'm not even going to speak on that yet. But those have come in. I will begin to bless them. And once they're blessed, they will go up on the website. Crop circles in reverse, holding the deck backwards. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it like that because I feel like when that happens, it's meant to be. Crop circles, messages, curiosity, and signs. Okay, so right now you could be feeling like, you know, spirit's been quiet. Okay, this could be a void on purpose so that you could like attune yourself to all the messages that you've been getting. Or this is someone else around you, okay? Or maybe they're lacking some communication with you, okay? Maybe you haven't heard from somebody in a minute, okay? Let's take another look. Anything else in here, Spirit, that you want from this deck? Okay, third eye in reverse. So somebody, okay, this could be you or this could be them. Now you see I'm holding the deck in the upright. I feel like somebody's struggling, and I feel like it's not because it's closed, it's because it's open. In other words, like this person in the past, they were probably not even aware of their third eye, okay? And now that it's being activated, it feels like they are having some Spirit said cognitive dissonance, like not, I'm going to look up the definition. Cognitive dissonance. Hope I'm spelling this shit right. Okay, here we go. Psychological conflict resulting from incongruous beliefs and attitudes held simultaneously, meaning like you're holding one belief and another belief at the same time. So what happened was when this person's third eye was activated, it's like, let's say your whole life you believe that red was green and green was red. And then now some evidence comes in, okay, that makes you recognize that red is red and green is green. But now you have this belief that was already in you that you have to deprogram. This is what's happening to whomever this is, whether this is you or the person around you. Okay, you got the tall whites here: uncertainty, distrust, and guarded. This person, whether this is you or someone else, they're in cognitive dissonance. So they can't really trust what they see because they don't know what it's like a illusionary. Okay, so this person could, I feel like you could be daydreaming about the future or what you're trying to bring in. It feels like somebody's daydreaming, but they feel lost. Okay, so put yourself where it resonates. Okay, I feel like we have a lot going on around us that could lead to cognitive dissonance. Spirit is saying that the system is built on cognitive dissonance. So this is like the Empress not knowing who she is, or not believing in your, Spirit says, spiritual aptitude. Spiritual aptitude. Okay, so don't doubt. I had been saying for a few months at the end of the year that new gifts were coming in, and that some of you were going to be getting new downloads and awakenings, reawakenings, and activations of like what they call junk DNA, but these are just sleeping gifts, okay? So I feel like some people are having trouble with these sleeping gifts that are being awakened, okay? Like I said, this could be you or this could be somebody around you. Spirit just said confusion. Okay, so Sagittarius came out crossed and it says expand number 9, okay? So somebody is going through an expansion, but it's like they're at a wall right now, okay? Because it's like the soul and the mind, they need to catch up with each other, okay, before the full expansion can come in. Can we equal out the likes, please? It would be greatly appreciated. You got Uranus here. Now, Uranus is sitting in Taurus right now, in the house of what we value, okay? And with the number 25, this reduces to a 7 divine number. All right, I feel like you could have been in this energy for the last 7 months. It could have been very triggering. I also feel like another definition for Uranus is change. So things are changing around you. They may be changing so rapidly. There goes Mellow. Okay, they could be changing so rapidly that it's giving you like a little whiplash. Okay, this domesticity, you could be looking at domesticity. Ooh, okay, so you could be looking at domesticity in a different way. Maybe what you felt as a child was domestic, and how you look at it now is different, or something like that, or this is someone around you. Okay, Uranus is screaming change and freedom, right? So you could have put up some, let's say, I'm gonna speak to the people who are in a relationship for a second. Let's say you were in a relationship and, male or female, most of the responsibilities in the house fell on you. Okay, you could have, in this awakening that everybody was going through in 2020 and 2021, you could have set up new boundaries for yourself. I know I did. Right? This other person that is around you could be like a little shell-shocked. Like, I liked it the way it was. What is this new balance that you want? Okay. To them, that's like a dissonance. Okay. But for them, the old way was the right way. Maybe they haven't had their full awakening. Maybe they're stuck in this Sagittarius crossed expansion energy, right? For those of you that are single, you could be looking at it like, okay, I left that last relationship because it didn't align with my soul that was being awakened. But I didn't say I didn't want to be with anybody, right? You might feel like, why can't I expand once I had this awakening? Why can't I expand into being able to share it with somebody? You could be daydreaming about, having like domestic bliss, okay? Some of you, this daydreaming could be keeping you could be, in the mode of procrastination, right? Now they're saying tranquility. Okay, a lot of the empresses, they want to elevate the frequency of tranquility. They're willing to cut off things, people, places to attain it right now, okay? First house, arrival. This is the self house, okay? So I feel like you're giving more to yourself appropriately, okay? 39 reduces to a 12, reduces to a 3, okay? This is like the divine energy, right? So you could think of it as the Holy Trinity, or you could think of it as the divine, your masculine and your feminine coming into balance. Okay? Now you have Libra, which says balance on it, okay? So I feel like as you're coming into balance, somebody else could be thrown off by it or vice versa. And then Jupiterian energy, okay? This is about abundance, okay? Jupiter's sitting in Pisces, okay? Who's Pisces real ruler is Neptune, who's also sitting in Pisces right now. What does Neptune rule? Okay, mysticism, the unseen, the hidden, even things that we hide from ourselves. Okay, so I feel like this Jupiter and Neptune standing next to each other is like unlocking things we didn't even know about ourselves. Okay, there could be a little cognitive dissonance there. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, I don't know how these calls be breaking through because I be setting it. Okay. I feel like Spirit is trying to get us to see that everything that, is happening, I don't want to say it's an illusion because it's not, but it's like a need to give us, it's like going into high elevation, where the air is thinner. Okay, so it's like a need to adjust. Okay, a need to adjust to this new frequency. Okay, so it feels like maybe you are in this new frequency and maybe you feel lightheaded, or you've attained a new frequency and people around you are feeling a little lightheaded, maybe nauseous, okay, because the air's too thin. The air's too thin. What do they say? Arms too short to box with God. Okay, I'm feeling energy like that, okay? I think that this is happening collectively. Anything else in this deck, Spirit? Anything else? Last shuffle. Oh boy. Okay. Extraordinary. On the bottom of the deck, there's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Okay? So I feel like okay, this card is purple, giving me third eye energy. Okay, so you could have saw yourself at a younger age as being weird, or maybe that's how people made you feel, especially speaking to, my high priestesses. Like, having intuition can set you apart, okay? Good and bad, all right? So I feel like Spirit is wanting you to look at this from a different perspective. Something about this uniqueness, like it wants you to not only embrace it, but explore it. Okay? We're in Aquarius season. Okay? And Aquarius likes to be unique and authentic. Okay? So they're like, let your freak flag fly. All right? I like it. I like it. Okay? So let's get into some of these other cards that fell. I feel like it felt like this. Like this. These were here. These. Okay. All right. Here we go. So you got outrageous openness. Okay. Dear love, open me to your will. Release me from my attachments. Surprise and delight me with your plan. You know what's needed and I'm open to receive it. Okay. I feel like some of you had a dream recently that let you know that you were on the right track. Okay, others of you feel the energy of newness coming into you and you're wanting to embrace this. Okay, somebody around you might feel like you're a little too open, like you're oversharing what your thoughts are. Okay, but I feel like this is a new, like they're saying synthesizer. Like there's something that's synthesizing these downloads, and maybe before you had to spend a lot of time thinking about them, but they're coming in a lot faster. Okay, I feel like somebody else could be thrown off. They could be thrown off. Okay, by this awakening or whatever is going on with you. Okay, you got grief. Tears are what happens when the ice in the heart melts, and that is factual. I also feel like tears can be a spell, like I'm talking about sadness for a second. Tears can be a spell of release, of cleansing, of purging. Okay, often, and I remember when I was younger, you know, I used to get angry. I was somewhat of a problem, not even somewhat, I was a problem kid. Okay, so when my emotions became much to bear and I was very angry, I would always cry silently. Okay, and what I needed to understand is that I needed to release, okay, to release some of the grief so that my frequency could raise. Okay, so if you're feeling grief right now but nothing has happened to cause that, it is your third eye like pushing your heart chakra to release so that it can continue to ascend. That's deep. All right, you got detachment in reverse. What are you still clinging to that is a blockage? With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. And I have said this before, you know, on this channel, you know, what you own owns you. So if you're still holding on to an old heartbreak, then that heartbreak holds you, and it's also holding space that could be taken in, you know, up by some joy. Okay, I feel like this is not an accident that these two cards came out together, grief and detachment. Are you willing to detach from the old grief? Are you willing to cry some of it out so you can distance yourself from these old situations that already happened? They're done. Okay, but the mind, you know, can play tricks on us and make us feel like we're still in that moment when we're not. Okay. Yes, Tara, right. Taurus has a habit of letting stuff build up, then go off. And that is so absolutely true. Okay, we have you know, we're very controlled earth sign. We like things to be stable. And then, you know, when it becomes much to bear, it's like we took the pin out of the grenade, and then other people are standing around like, what the hell just happened? You know what I'm saying? But we're not just talking about Taurus, but it is a good example. All right, here's the signs. Okay, and it says instincts are the message from the inner divine. How many times have you went to like shed a tear and you stopped yourself, like you know, and you could feel the tension in your body, your shoulders are up, right? Your hands, everything is stiff because you're trying not to purge, you know, this energy, right? I feel like instincts are the message from the inner divine, even if they're tears of joy, like release, purge. I'm also seeing like a bathtub and water. Okay, some of you need to do a spiritual cleansing before the full moon. Okay, because the full moon, you know, from the full moon to the new moon is a waning period. Okay, so here I'm telling you in advance. Okay, so you could start thinking about from here to the full moon, which is on the 16th. You could start thinking about all the shit, bag lady, all the shit that you've been carrying around with you. Okay, make a list of them. Old wounds, things you've been trying to let go of, but you know, these could be triggers even, right? And I feel like, you know, for the full moon, you should write a manifestation about releasing these things. Burn it, and then go take a spiritual bath and let it go. And if some tears fall, even better. Okay? Now, allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you know exactly how to handle them. Didn't I say, this is what I'm talking about. Give it to the divine. Trust that they'll heal you. You've gone through so much awakening. I know if you're watching me, you've been going through a lot of awakening, okay? This is like what you need to do to continue to ascend. Even, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of spiritual gurus, shaman, okay, that they, because we always are ascending, but we hit points where we stop, okay? And then, you know, we might hit like a plateau for a minute, and then another experience will come in that will trigger a new ascension. I feel like, you know, some of yous might be at a plateau because you've been holding on to something. And it's time to release it. I'm getting a song. I'm trying to hear it. Sorry, I gotta lower it for a second. Every generation. Every generation. It's something about the Father. It's too late when we die to admit we don't see eye to eye. Sorry, my voice isn't great today. If anybody knows who that song is, please put it. It's too late when we die to admit we don't see eye to eye. I don't know, maybe I can research it. I know, guys, I'm sorry, but now it's gonna bother me. I feel like that's an 80s song. Living Years by Mike and the Mechanics. Go listen to that, okay? Especially if you have a parent that you don't get along with, or a parent that is already gone. Or if there's someone that has passed over or that ghosted you and you didn't get to say the shit that you needed to say, please listen to that song. The Living Years by Mike and the Mechanics, okay? Surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole universe, okay? I feel like once we acknowledge a trigger or we acknowledge something that is blocking us, that's when we finally can surrender it to spirit. You can't surrender something, you know, you could be sitting there like, I have done all my surrendering, but you can't know that until you realize that something is still blocking you, okay? Okay, so we got expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. And you have over here this expansiveness crossed. I really feel like what Spirit is saying is once you allow yourself to catch up with the downloads or people around you, that this is when like it really opens up. This is when you get the totality. Spirit said the totality of the gift. And what does it bring you? Freedom. What did I say? Let your freak flag fly. Oh my God, that's like a tongue twister. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from my bonds. What did I say? Like once you realize that there was something still blocking you is when you get to set it free. Okay? And it's making me think of a poem that I had wrote. Okay? And in one of the lines, you know, it was talking about I know why the caged bird doesn't sing. Right? The no longer caged bird doesn't sing. It's like they can't see even when freedom is before them because they don't recognize it. Cognitive dissonance. All right? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not really in the chat today because I'm really trying to keep with spirit and what they're trying to tell me. But I so love what's good, Gabby baby, that you guys communicate with each other. That's one of the things I love about this group over here because we kind of try to do the soul work together, okay? Do know that I always read the comments after the live, okay? Don't think that I ignore you guys, all right? Wow, Spirit's talking a lot with oracles today. I don't even know if they're going to have me do tarot. Throat chakra. I feel like once you fully accept your uniqueness, and once you come into balance, okay? Thank you so much, Copenhagen. I feel like once you get a grip on that, that's when your throat chakra comes into alignment and you will be able to speak the things that you were crying in silence. You know, and I wrote another poem and I read it in one of the readings that, you know, that I had done. This was a while back, you know, and I said that one of the lines said, how is it your fault that you could not hear the words my heart was silently shrieking, was shrieking in silence? In other words, like we will feel like people should know what we're feeling. But what do they say? Closed mouths don't get fed, right? I feel like this begins a period of not being afraid of your own voice. Okay, you got clarity of belief, right? I feel like in that is the gift, right? I feel like once the cognitive dissonance starts to fade, it's like all looks crystal clear. Or a better way of putting it is like you can't hold opposite. I mean, you can, but it may not take you as far as you would like, right? You can't hold sadness and happiness in the same space. You have to choose a frequency. You can still have bittersweet, but you have to decide, you know, which is it going to be, right? All right, you got darkest fears. Is your shadow self running the show? I feel like he has 5 points lit up. I feel like these are the 5 parts of ourselves, okay? I feel like they want to come together. This is how you beat the fears, okay? I feel like that's the unity consciousness that we need within ourselves so that we can have that with other people, right? So it's like the inner child, the shadow self, the higher self, the divine masculine, divine feminine. Once we kind of like start integrating that, we show up as ourselves and we're not really concerned with how others see us, okay? Win or lose. Are you afraid that if you do this, then you'll lose some things along the way? You may lose shame and regret and restriction. And if you lose people, maybe they weren't supposed to be there anyway. What does Patti LaBelle say in that song? What did you think I would do at this moment when you're standing before me with tears in your eyes? And then in the song she says, if it was the way I took my clothes off, then you know you didn't love me anyway, right? So if you lose some of these people along the way, it was only mirroring your inauthentic self. Okay, so like embrace it. Spread your wings, you see? All right? I think the original was by Harold and the Blue Notes, and I love that. But I tell you what, I love Patti LaBelle's version more. Okay? Look, teach. Why? Because we spoke yesterday. If y'all saw my, my high priestess message that came through, y'all are teachers, right? So whether you're teaching your children, your friends, you actually have a channel, whatever, every experience that you have, we've been talking for weeks about the sanctity of the journey. You think that this wisdom is only for you? They want you to share it, disseminate it, and assist in raising the vibration so we can all get out of this cognitive dissonance. Wow, spirit's coming through. Yeah, mellow is going on. I haven't pulled one tarot card. I was just talking to my daughter, who's a therapist, and I was telling her, like, because I have a therapist too, right? So I was telling her that I feel like my therapy broke down to 3 sections, okay? And you could apply this to spiritual growth. My first part of my therapy journey was distancing myself from people that triggered me, like identifying that they triggered me and pulled back from those people, places, and things because they weren't healthy for me, right? But the second part of my journey was about recognizing that I couldn't distance myself from everyone because, even the person in the grocery store could trigger you, right? So what was I going to do? Go into a bubble and not be engaging with anybody? At some point, I was going to have to get past that, right? Now, the third leg of my journey was the best part. Because I got to the point where I started to say, all right, I distanced myself from certain people. And all right, I learned how to manage my responses when triggered. But my third part taught me how to remove triggers, how to regain my power. Okay? And that is the best part of my journey. Okay? Cartucci, divine names of power. Divine names of power. Okay? So I feel like there's something here about that. Spirit, do you want another deck here? Okay? What do you call yourself? Do you call yourself powerful? Right? If there's some housewives or women that stay home, maybe that domesticated thing was for you, right? Like, is this a thing where you just see yourself as only that? Because you are, an electromagnetic, divine soul, that you're not just a mom or the housekeeper or, the clerk at the store, son, daughter, father, mother, sister, friend, brother. You're so many things. Claim your power. Claim your parts of yourself, okay? Let's get to it. Knot of Isis, energetic stabilization with the buckle of the beloved. Spirit is trying to affirm you. Affirm you. Temple of Lapis Lazuli, goddess of the ancient skies. It's like you're calling back all the pieces of yourself. Scales of balance, ancient tantra of the soul. Listen, I was just looking up tantra the other day. Okay, but there's gonna be new interests coming towards you. Okay, don't limit yourself. Okay, I'm gonna say something that I normally don't go into. Some of y'all need to bust a nut. Okay, get that kundalini popping. Okay, we also have, what is it called? Like endorphins that are released. Okay, if you're having too much sex, go the other way. A little, celibacy ain't a bad thing either. You feel me? Like, start balancing out these areas. You know better than me, where you might be a little top heavy, right? Wings of Isis, uniting with the angelic self. Didn't I say that with this card, where is it? That it was like all the pieces of ourselves was trying to come together. Okay? Soul frequency. What's your soul frequency? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Do you know that? Right, listen, Tara, you gotta do it. Okay, you gotta do it. All right? Right, and we all go through periods of like, sorry, honey. We need to like expand. We need to expand. We need to experience. Listen, there's a lot of people who believe that, part of your spiritual journey is learning your own body and that you don't necessarily need a partner for that. Feel me? We're talking about lighting up those kundalini chakras. Okay, not only that. Okay, but let's talk about men, okay, or the divine masculines, okay, whether they're in ascension, they're not in ascension, wherever they are in their journey, they don't have the same hang up. Okay, to them, it's like blowing their nose or whatever, whether they're taking care of themselves or whatever, right? This is what we need. We need part of that. You're not a functioning human if you are denying yourself any of the senses, please. All right? please. That's all I'm going to say on that, all right? We're going to get into some tarot. We're going to see what Spirit wants to tell us, right? About domesticity, about this cognitive dissonance, about daydreaming. Takes me where I wanna be. Okay? Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. With the Ten of Cups. I feel like part of what Spirit is saying is that right now it may just be a daydream, but you have the power as the high priestesses and the empresses, okay? Male or female, we're talking about frequencies right now. You have the power to bring that shit in, okay? You have the power to bring it into reality. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Thank you. Okay, you have the Seven of Pentacles out here. And this Seven of Pentacles, she's knocked up. Some of you could be knocked up. But what we were just talking about, I doubt it. I feel like you could be pregnant with ideas with this daydreaming. Spirit, why is this Seven of Pentacles here? Can you show me? What are you trying to bring into fruition? Are you leaving it in just the imagination? Or are you willing to, bring it into fruition? What steps are you taking? Because the Seven of Pentacles reminds me of the steps. Yeah, Hangman. Okay? I feel like you've been on this ascension journey, and I feel like if we were to take it from, 1 to 10, right? What's good, Mary? That if we were taken to 1 to 10, it's like at 7, you stopped. And I don't feel like you stopped because it's a bad thing. I feel like you needed some time. It's making me think of the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands and all the sevens. With that cognitive dissonance, the Seven of Swords is lies, right? The Seven of Wands is not, receiving something or pushing it away or being defensive, right? Seven of Pentacles is like thinking about the steps, right? Maybe it's time. Seven of Cups is the illusion. Sorry, I need to plug in the phone, guys. Apologies. I be so much into the spiritual message, I be forgetting to do the shit that I should just be doing in the beginning. Sorry, guys. But anyway, it feels to me like this is, this Hangman is not a bad thing. This is where you're merging the things so that you can actually get to 8 and work on it, right? With the Eight of Pentacles, right? Bring in those parts. What does the Hangman do? Right? He hangs upside down and he gets a new perspective. I feel like this is the part of the journey you're at. I feel like if you looked at maybe where you were at in October and where you are now, it's like wildly different. That's what they're saying, wildly different. But it may not have registered that it's different. Okay? Yes, the Seven Dwarfs, the Seven Helpers. Here's the Ten of Cups. I feel like the Ten of Cups, there's many expressions of the Ten of Cups. It's love in all forms. Are you judging yourself by where you were or where you are? Are you receiving all forms of love? What's good, beautiful sunset? Are you allowing, I was about to say aligning, so let's go with that too. Allowing and aligning with the frequency of love. All right? Look at the King of Swords. This could be somebody around you. This could be you, right? Trying to be, maybe from last year was, you know, all about the Benjamins, they said, where you had to be, you know, making head over heart decisions. But now I feel like Spirit's like, okay, you did it. Thank you. It's time to tap into the heart, though. Okay? Time to tap into the heart, though. Ten of Cups. What I said with the Eight of Pentacles. That you were going to go from the 7 to the 8. That once you thought about all the steps, instead of just looking at it as like a dream, right? That would be able, you would be able to work on bringing that in. I also feel like there may be somebody who wants to work on the Ten of Cups with you. Ace of Wands. Okay, this is a time to be passionate. Passionate about your healing, passionate about the steps you want to take, passionate about bringing the wheel to turn, passionate about death and transformation, passionate about your independence and your personal strength, passionate about being balanced, passionate about love. I mean, look at this. Passionate about releasing the toxicities and the binding. Okay? Embrace your shadow. Tell her thank you. We've talked about this. Right? What did she or he endure for you? What did they endure for you? Okay? You know, and listen, they could be talking about your other parts, your divine masculine within, right? The Ten of Cups is all types of love, family love, friendship love, all kinds, self-love. Are you just going to fantasize about it? You're going to work on getting it. Okay? Princess of Pentacles. What have you learned in this leg of the journey? Because to me, the Princess of Pentacles, she's an apprentice. What have you learned? Okay? Look, Two of Swords sideways. There was a time when you couldn't see it. And maybe you don't see the whole picture just yet. But it feels like that cognitive dissonance is starting to fall away. Does it mean that everybody around you is going to agree or that they don't have some residual cognitive dissonance? Your journey is not to worry about that. Not to say that we can't help others, but you got to stay in your, you know, what do they say? You know, put your mask on before the child's, okay? Seven of Wands. This is the time for your healthy defenses. I feel like you're learning about healthy boundaries. I feel like you're learning, you know, that there was things you couldn't see about yourself, about your mirror, about your shadow. Right? I feel like this all leads to the Ten of Pentacles. Look, with the High Priestess. Some of you is going to have spiritual businesses, okay? I feel like also for my High Priestesses, I also feel like this new frequency you're stepping into is going to manifest that family portrait, okay? I feel like there's going to be, you know, a masculine. I feel spiritual, okay? I feel like, you know, as above, so below. So once you really start living your frequency, those energies, those energy vampires, okay? And, you know, listen, empaths, people come to us for healing. But at some point, it's going to be like a dog whistle, right? Like you can't even hear that shit anymore. Like, and they can't hear it either because you're going to be on a different level calling different frequencies, all right? You got the Eight of Wands, spiritual messages, also messages from those people that I'm talking about that are on a more elevated frequency, right? Look, We just had the Ten of Cups. I should say the Ten of Cups is here. We just was talking about the Ten of Pentacles. Look what comes out again to the Eight of Wands with the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So Spirit's saying that once you start pinging off this frequency, all forms of love come into you because it's true, because it's authentic. It will no longer be a daydreaming. It'll be a reality. Look, the Hierophant, the High Priestess's partner. There are people out there that have your frequency. You know, Aquarius season is also about networking, all right? And Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. Okay, so all that freedom energy. I feel like there's a lot of it feels like there's a lot of newness, new types of love, new collaborations, new friendships, new horizons. Okay? You got the World here. Look how her Ori or her head chakra, okay, is like wide open. You know, the World reminds me of the Empress and how she births the world. Look, the Ten of Pentacles just came back out. The World is your oyster. You can create. Look how it looks like she's creating the manifestation of that Ten of Pentacles. What will you bring to fruition? Six of Cups. You could bring in the past if you want. Look, it'll be out of fear. Now, I'm not saying that someone can't return from the past, okay? Because they might be on a spiritual ascension too, and they might meet you there, right? But what are you looking at the past for the answers for the future? Because the Eight of Cups is here. I feel like Spirit's advising you, you know, you can't miss what is yours. Keep moving. It will catch you if it's yours. Hierophant. Spirit, why? So some of yous could be daydreaming about this Ten of Pentacles, but you're here at the Nine of Pentacles with hope and faith. But do you not believe that there's someone, whether male or female, that also wants the same thing as you and they're holding out hope and faith? I also feel this has to do, okay, because this is Taurus's card. I feel like this also has to do with your authenticity or your morals or what you value. Because what does Taurus care about? What they value. Family, coins, love, stability, right? I feel like this is also autonomy, having all those things within oneself, that not feeling the energy of lack. And this frequency actually calls people in that want to, or that have already also found that the pieces are within them. And then it becomes complementary instead of codependency. That's what Spirit said. Complementary versus codependency. The Knight of Pentacles. Spirit, why? So are you still waiting for something that has been, you know, coming in for, you know, saying, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, but they don't? Or are you building something slowly and methodically? Or did you give the power to someone else to build? And the Five of Swords, that's a comfortable position to be in. I'm going to say some shit right now that could sound very fucking triggering. Some people could be saying, I've been waiting to see if this person gets themselves together, but really you gave them the power so that you wouldn't have to take the blame for the decision that you very well fucking know you got to make with the Five of Swords. You know that this was manipulative. You knew that they were manipulating you because they're breadcrumbing you. But at the same time, if you don't admit that, then you can, blame somebody else for your lack of progress. Let's keep it a buck. Okay? Here's the Six of Swords. Is, what's holding you back, that you're waiting for somebody who you know is not coming. Here's the Strength card. Okay? Is that what's keeping you from the wheel from turning? Okay, because we got to own the part that's ours too, right? It's not just other people, right? Remember I said that the three parts of the therapy was like, the first part was removing the people. The second part was understanding that I couldn't remove everybody. And then the third part was like, bingo, I finally realized that the part I got to release is within me. Okay? So let's talk about it. Let's see what the Kipper wants to add. Something flipped. I felt it. Journey. Spiritual journey. This is all about your path, about this sacred journey. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Look, adjudication, an official person, mature woman. You're on this journey. Okay, you got to make some final realizations, final adjudications, final judgments about what's been holding you back. Is it the frequency of the pain of the past, which we talked about, right? Is it the fear of of doing it, like having to take the responsibility with this Five of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, right? Is it the cognitive dissonance and needing time to heal, bring in all the parts of ourselves, because the last 2 years have been crazy and everybody's getting these spiritual messages? But whatever it is, it's part of the journey to you being your official person. Okay, so let's clarify these real quick, because I gotta go get my son soon. What's good, Nelson? So I can't stay on here much longer. Journey and settlement, agreement, and compromise. Now, with this Seven of Pentacles, which was the first card, in the Hangman, and I said, you're in a period of trying to get synthesize all this information, right? I feel like there's been some tests for some of us. Are we gonna settle? Right? Now, some of you might be coming to a space where you're realizing oh, you know what? I run from conflict, or I run from resolution, right? Because it feels uncomfortable. Maybe your part of the journey is that you got to learn that you can't leave everybody behind. That's possible, right? Takes a village, right? For others of you could be afraid to take this part of the leg of the journey, okay? Because it means that, you got to let go of something. And so you rather settle for less out of fear, quite possible. It's definitely an interlude, because guess what? No matter what, the journey continues, okay? So let's look at this adjudication. Listen, if the past, like what we said in the very beginning, right, about these crop circles And the third eye being in the reverse. If the past, if you're allowing, because it's a choice, if you're allowing the frequency of the past, adjudication, to keep you stuck, guess what? That lesson was already learned a long time ago. It's time to release it. Okay, I feel like your frequency is just waiting, you know, for the next, think of it as a connecting flight. A connecting flight, right? You took the first flight, right? Now you gotta get your luggage, right? And you gotta head over to the other gate. What's good? Or you're gonna sit at that gate and wait for an imaginary plane when you know that, you know, you're at 33 and you're supposed to be over there at 13. Okay? Official person. Anything else, Spirit? Here you have official person. This is who you are becoming. Right now, you may feel an air of authenticity, meaning you're doubting yourself, pretending, fake, living beyond one's means. Or somebody around you in their cognitive dissonance has not realized that this is the authentic you. Okay? They'll get it or they won't. It's okay, either which way. Okay? Because where'd the other card go? This grip. It feels like this cognitive dissonance is keeping you there, whether it's because of somebody else's opinion or your own. Are you afraid that once you step into who you are, that people will want to retaliate? Fuck them. Okay? Little secret. Who cares? Right? Can't touch, you know, what you can't understand. Okay? That goes to that third leg of the therapy when I was saying, like, I removed the trigger. So, you know, good luck. Right? There's not a third rail anymore. It doesn't have the current of electricity. Okay? So I feel like there's something here. You got mature woman at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're stepping into the fullness of who you are. Okay, look who's under there, main male. I feel like your frequency is raising or gonna raise a divine masculine's frequency. He's gonna go from the main male to the wealthy male with unexpected income, okay? Because what does the Empress bring? Growth, magical abilities. But I feel like you first have to assimilate the pieces, male or female. You gotta assimilate the pieces. Okay, let's get a love and romance, and then I'm gonna get up out of here because I've been on here for quite a minute. I'm telling you, and I've been feeling it, and I don't know how this is gonna go, and I don't know how the viewers are gonna respond. I feel like it's not gonna be too much longer, and Spirits is gonna say no more astrological. I feel like that's coming. I feel like they want me to go into more of the soul's path and, you know, how we integrate and spirit messages and lessons and herbal work. Like, I be feeling like when I do the astrological energies, like Spirit is still working with me, but it's like if there was an emoji, it would be like the rose eyes emoji. Like they're like, are we doing this again? Can we talk about some spiritual growth? Right? Yeah, Melo's like, exactly. Trust in the divine, okay? Anything else we missed, that spirit? Okay, anything else? Last shuffle, spirit. Last shuffle. Thank you. Look, release your ex, okay? Ex-friend, ex-lover, ex-family member, right? I don't care who it is. If it's stopping your frequency, let it go. Okay? What does it say? If it was meant to be, it'll come back. Okay? And it'll come back wearing a different suit or a different dress. It's going to come in a different frequency. All right? Karmic release in reverse. Okay? If you really trust in the divine, don't be afraid. Okay? It's like holding on to something. You know what it's like? Spirit just showed me a picture of trying to drive a car and pulling the emergency brake at the same time. You will stop your own progress. Okay? Domesticity, they just said. Okay, so this is talking about smudge your house. Take a spiritual bath. Put salt in all your... Listen, I'm going to give y'all some tips right now. Put some salt, table salt, in all the corners of your home. Knock out some of that negative energy. Bay leaves. I'm adding some products, y'all. Okay, give me a few days. I got to prep the website and do all that. But it's going to be a lot about this, cleansing, okay? Will that hurt a jinn? I mean, it's going to be, jinns have their own frequency, like the high priestess, I feel like you have to be the master of your domain. I'm going to keep it a buck. Every apartment that I've had, every home that I've lived in, there's a mirror by the door. Okay? Because there's a lot of high priestesses and jinns and all different forms of spiritual people, energy vampires, right? They don't even know that they are or they aren't. It's not everybody spiritually woke, right? So why do I keep the mirror by the door? Because the inner demons can't stand their own damn reflection. I'll tell you what, I've done a spell over my door so that if they can't even come in, okay? Like they're not gonna want to come in. I'll open the door. Bet you don't want to stay more than 60 seconds because the energy feels off to you. You know why you're not supposed to be here. Okay? So some home protection, all right? Runes can work, crystals can work, all these things. Let your ancestors guide you. I'm not saying you got to do exactly what I'm telling you, but I'm talking about get that frequency, okay? Get that frequency going. Harmonize your home to your frequency. I had an apartment, and then I'm going to get off this, okay? I had an apartment in Harlem. Shit was haunted for sure. Right? I was really young in my spiritual journey. I was probably like 22. I had to come to a thing. Like, I didn't have the money to move, nor was I gonna. A lot of my friends were afraid to come to my house because that's how it felt. I put out a cup of water, flipped it over on a plate, put some candies, lit a candle, and was like, let me tell you something. This is my house. This is my house. Okay? If you're not going to come to disrupt this energy, and if you could respect my boundaries, I have no problem with you. But if you come here with some fuckery or you're trying to bring negative energy, I will evict you. That's what I told the spirit. Simple. And I meant it. okay? And every once in a while, we'll change the cup of water and add more candies. You know what I'm saying? But be easy, because this my shit, okay? Calling in your soulmate with Stand By Me. This is what this brings you, okay? Now I'm hearing, so darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Okay? So you might be having money issues. This might also have to do with the frequency, okay, of lack, okay? All these kind of things, right? Getting to know you, okay? I feel like, you know, your ancestors are strengthening this bond. Why? Because you're the divine feminine, all right? Or you're the divine masculine, all right? I feel like they want you to get out and network as well, okay? But, you know, they're talking about releasing things of the past, even these last couple of months, like all the work that you did, like it's time to come into union. Okay, it's time to come into union, gang, gang. All right, I feel like that's what Spirit had to say for today. I'm sorry I kept y'all long. All right, so I'd just like to say thank you to my returning subscribers for coming through and spending a little time with me. And if you're a new viewer and you felt I resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and comment, as I'd love to have you as part of the Lovely Soul family. I'm wishing y'all light and love and blessings on blessings. Namaste.